General elections are about 3 months away, and one South Carolina organization is launching a campaign to make voting at the polls more inclusive.
ABC 15's Jenna Horazo joins us live in studio with what disability rights South Carolina is doing to break barriers. Jenna.
Connor, voter turnout for citizens with disabilities rose about 6% between the 2016 and 2020 elections, according to the U.S. Election Assistance Commission. Executive Director for Disability Rights South Carolina, Beth Franco, tells me it's time to make accommodations so voting is easier for everyone. And that's why they're launching their Voting Is My Right campaign.
More than 17 million people across the U.S. with disabilities voted in the November 2020 elections, according to the U.S. Election Assistance Commission. In 2020, 60% of South Carolina's disabled voters turned up at the polls.
We're trying just to take away any anxiety or questions or concerns that voters may have, and making, especially voters with disabilities, that they know that they have a right to vote. Voting is a right. It is not a privilege. And we are just trying to remove those barriers and empower people so that they're confident to go and vote.
Executive Director for Disability Rights South Carolina, Beth Franco, says their goal is to educate the public and ensure voting precincts accommodate those with disabilities on Election Day.
Our work is definitely to work with local poll workers and, and educate them so that they understand that, there may be some people that come to their voting precinct that have disabilities and the type of accommodations they need to make.
1.95 million voters across the nation with disabilities experienced voting difficulties during the 2020 election. That's about 1 in 9 voters. CEO of SOS Care, Sarah Pope, says this campaign is not only to educate the public, but give disabled voters a chance to voice important issues to them.
They do have an opinion, they do want to vote, but they may not be able to do that on their own.
Franco says some accommodations voting precincts can make to cater to disabled voters include headphones at machines for those hard of hearing, tabletop placement for people who use wheelchairs, and being able to zoom in on the voting machine for those who may have impaired vision. Jen, Connor, back to you.
Jenna, thank you. Disability Rights SC is also working to create an outreach plan so that they can educate schools and young adults about voting basics.